Welcome to Thrive Radio. I'm your host, Amy Montgomery, entrepreneur and digital marketing agency owner. Today, my guest is Chithra Kannan. She's the founder and CEO of Centrick, a clean, organic, and futuristic skincare hair care brand that's making waves around the world. With a background in business analytics from Harvard and a fearless entrepreneurial journey spanning software, fashion tech, and now beauty, Chithra has built a global brand that's redefining skincare through innovation, sustainability, and empowerment. She's also the owner of For Kids Are Kids Learning Academies and is passionate advocate for women embracing their power. Chithra, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here. And very nice seeing you, Amy. I know I have spoken to you once, but it's good to have a face for the name. And you look beautiful.
Definitely. And I love that we are in the same area as well here in Texas.
Yes.
So,
But like known little bit, like I think I've been like talking. I had a brief conversation the other day, and even before this car podcast, we were just chatting. You're truly a beautiful woman in and out.
thank you so much. You're so sweet. So, you have had quite a bit of experience and you've had success in tech, fashion, and now you're just a trailblazer in the beauty industry. So, what was the driving force behind leaving a safe career path and taking the leap into entrepreneurship?
Good question. But first of all, I don't want to use the word safe career. The reason is everybody think it's just being salaried and then working a 9 to 5 job is safe. But I think that trend and all is gone. Like, especially after AI come, when we pull in the data, people are getting laid off, people are getting fired every now and then. Like, as long as you do good in your job, yes, your chances of being laid off or fired is different. But in today's world, so many unexpected things are happening. So word itself is not safe. That's what my new term. It's like it's not safe. We are here today. Just enjoy this moment. Just be happy. One thing is like doesn't matter whether I'm into an IT field or I'm into an like a salaried career path or being an entrepreneur. It's just follow your heart is my one thing. I have a say, right? Like any day, even today, like me being this CEO or entrepreneur or whatever, or way back when I was working a 9 to 5 a career in an IT industry, I've had one thing in my mind. If there comes a day I felt like, oh no, I have to go to work, that's the day that I'm going to stop. Every single day I wanted to get up and I have that feeling of, oh yes, I have something to work today. I'm going to do it. And that is something I wanted to do. And it's started slowly fading out because being in that environment, I'm not finding any rocket science. It's become so monotonous. It has become so mechanical. And I felt like that's not what I really wanted to do. Because everything is like, yes, there is no limit to learn. But somehow I felt like I'm doing the exact same thing every day. And I felt like, no, that's not something I wanted to do. And that is not my style of leading my life. I felt like that's the day. So this being safe or getting the money was not my option. This is what my motivation, and I felt like I wanted to do something. And I said like, okay, when I just move away from Blue Cross, that's where I was working. My last company, I had my one-on-one with my CTO, and I said like, if I quit my job today, and I'm not quitting just this role, I'm quitting my career for good. I'm going to go and be a full time entrepreneur. And that was my last word, and I made it happen. So,
That's
so I,
amazing. That's amazing. And you have been an entrepreneur. I mean, like, I think about all the businesses you've created. It's
oh, yes,
incredible.
more than a decade. I would say like more than a decade, 2 decades, I've been doing this, right? Right. Like I've seen like many just come my way. So I've been doing it. Doesn't matter. I was doing career also on the way. Like I split my day into 24 hours into 8 hours. 8 hours, even if you do your work, like I don't sleep for 8 hours. I sleep for maybe 5, 6, whatever my body needs. That's all. And then the remaining, yes, we needed to do our household stuff, but I'm a little bit of an OCD. I try to keep things clean and I do it fast. So I was borrowing like 4 from there, 4 from here. So I had another solid 8 hours for myself. So 16 hours is how I see my day, a active day to be. So even if I was working, with all the commute and stuff for 8 plus hours, I was still had 8 hours in my kitty to do my work. So I started the software company, and like even before app existed, way back in 2008, I had my very first app launched. That time, many didn't even have smartphones, but I already had a app in place. So I was doing constantly doing something, and I think that was in me. That's how I wanted to put it. And now I'm a full time 16 plus hour. Now it's like more than 20 hours, and I'm dedicating into my business as what my current state.
Incredible. And you've been honored as one of the world's most influential women leaders. What do these awards really mean to you? The recognition, the validation, or is it a fuel for the mission ahead?
Honestly, I try to, if I'm doing it, I would say that is more responsibilities are why I say. So I'm picking an option that you didn't have in your choices, right? Because these awards indicate is like, okay, somebody is recognizing and somebody is giving you an award, which means you needed to keep it, take it, run more. Any time in life you cannot step back. Okay, I got this award, and there is no that space of just resting it down or coming down. Okay, I got this recognition, I got it. Okay, maybe I needed to do it, but it's an added responsibility. One is like I needed to make sure that I'm sustaining the same name, whatever the award and recognition I got. I needed to sustain it, so I have to make sure that I'm worth every single day to retain that, because I have that award in my hand. So I wanted to retain that. Second is tomorrow I needed to do something better than that. So I feel that as a huge responsibility that I'm carrying. So every award I take, which you could see, I have displayed in my place. It's an additional add-on responsibility. So every time when I give it, I said like, okay, now I have this. So what next? How I'm going to continue doing it, and how I can do it. And I still call myself as a work in progress. So that's how I could take awards to be.
Yeah, that's amazing and humble too. But being an entrepreneur, like, you say that I always say that it's like the best personal development program you could be a part of, you know?
I'm always anything, and I would try to do. And if I could inspire somebody else, like it doesn't matter where I am, right? Like even if I go to my workout place or at my school, if I could able to inspire and motivate and be that something changing, and I'm up for it. So that's how I see.
I love that. Now, when we met, you told me the story about the elephant that has a chain has a chain around its ankle, not
Yes.
realizing its power, and you're relating that to women not knowing their own power. So, what do you believe is the number one thing holding women back from stepping into their power?
I have to admit, and I think every woman will undergo this. I always say is like, man, yes, women power and all that. But how many faces we have? Like I always say, it's like preteen, teen, then like comes like pregnancies, then postpartum, then they say menopause, premenopause, postmenopause. It's like, man, enough. I think our hormones are taking us for tall, and that's the reason women have such a mood swings, right? So I always wanted to compare this elephant story, and whoever have known me, at least they would have heard this elephant story at least once. I swear that's who I am. The reason is our own, right? Like it's our own confidence, and we don't believe in ourselves. It's unfortunate truth. The reason being of our mood swings, sometimes we feel up in cloud nine, and sometimes we feel down there. Even I undergo that a lot often, right? Like our social related aspects, or it could be a peer pressure, or it could be our own stuff, is what I feel like confidence, or those things is what we feel like we don't know our parts. We can do huge tasks. The way our brains are set up, the way we can do multitasking, even with all these hormonal mood swings and changes, still women have so much. We play different role. We play, and of course, even men could come and say, okay, I play that, I play a son role, and I am a thing. Yes, they are doing all that. No, no offense. But we are doing it with our emotions and with our hormonal things in mind. So I think confidence is number one. We don't believe in ourselves. And that's why I say it's like women, we compare it to elephants. Elephants being such a huge, all it takes is a second to break the chain or even break a building, right? But it always stay in one place with the tie in its ankle. It says like, okay, it's holding me up, I can't move it, and I could stay. And we have seen a lot way back in our country, even in temples or wherever we go, we do see an elephant, like in zoos and places. It doesn't roam around, as there is a place constraint, an area constraint. Sometimes it would be tied to a rope and it just stays pretty there. Whatever we feed, it just takes it. And I often feels that. So we all need to believe in ourselves, and we have to work with our fears. And how I say is, like, every day, maybe do one thing that you are scared the most. That way you could overcome your fear and you could start building your confidence.
I love that advice. I love that advice because, do it scared, right?
Yes, yes.
Absolutely.
Whatever you're so scared, just do that. That's how I that's what I say.
Yeah, it's so true.
You're scared of horror movie, then do that. Watch a movie. If you're scared of heights, then just go and explore. Until you do it, you don't know.
Yeah.
And that's the learning process, right? That's how I see. Do not see these challenges in life as a setbacks. Rather take that as your growth opportunity. If you see that as a setback, that's gonna put you down. You're not gonna be motivated, and you're gonna feel like, oh no, that's not for me. I'm too scared. And unless you go and see it, you don't know you're actually scared. You may love it. That could be something hidden in you which you don't know. Until you know, you really don't know what it is. It's just our perception will come in front of things and it builds up and it just says, okay, you are scared of that. You don't want it to take risk. You would be risk of doing it. And the same happens, right? Like, even if we are so comfortable in a 9 to 5 job, stopping it, taking the next move is your own fear. That builds up. So that's what I say.
It's that feeling of certainty. But like, you said at the beginning of the podcast, there's not a whole lot of certainty in regular jobs anymore.
Yes.
Right?
Even in life, I have, especially in this COVID, very hard hitting truth. In COVID, like, I have seen my loved ones or the family or my friends' family. They were there yesterday and they were no longer, they don't even exist in this world anymore. So it's just so fast. So life comes at you. And before COVID, we have not encountered this many deaths in our circle or in our family. They get old, and then I've seen them passing, like, maybe 70s, 80s. And here and there, we used to hear a news. You know what? One of our relative, they just passed away yesterday, maybe a heart attack. Oh, 70 years, 80 years, they just passed away. But after COVID, you will not spend your day without hearing this kind of news, one or the other. It's just everywhere. So that's what I said. Like, the uncertainty has taken it all, and that is real. That is reality. That's real. If we are living today, then I feel that's a bonus day. And that's how I think we are all planning our will very well in advance. Even before earning, even before we get asset, even before we enjoying it, we write a will to make sure, okay, this is how I wanted things to happen once I go. And the weird thing, I see a lot of boards on highways when we are driving by. Plan your funeral the way you want. That has become the new reality now.
It's
And
true.
maybe I wanted to be cremated one day. Let me plan for that because you see that, right? Uh,
Yeah, it's true. Yeah,
it's funny, but yeah,
it's true.
that's it.
Yeah, definitely. So, what was the moment you realized fear didn't have to hold you back? Did you have an aha moment?
Yes, I definitely have that aha moment. Like, in fact, when I was just trying to say, okay, this and all that, I said my aha moment is, like, I believed in manifestation. That's my aha moment. I say it's like I wanted to do this, and like, when you just keep thinking and so many things, when you just manifest it, when it becomes real, that's your aha moment. Oh my God, I was just talking about this yesterday, and today this happened. Yeah, I take short wins rather than having a long term vision. Is okay, this is when I. You don't want it to wait that long actually to celebrate or enjoy any moment in your life. Even short win, like, it could be sound so crazy. I'm very addictive of this chocolates. I try to control it for my weight purpose, but even short wins, okay, it's like, right after this, I'm gonna go and get a Starbucks, or right after this, I'm gonna go and grab a candy. This short wins and short goals I have huge, and that becomes my memory, and that those are all my aha moment. That's how I say. Yes, you should always have a goal, a big vision, and adaptability. But that adaptability, and once you have this both, then you see it. And every short wins you just cherish and keep it happy. That's what I say.
Love that. I love that.
I know you wouldn't have heard this from anyone, like having this small things as a moment, but it's like big is definitely gonna, what is left for us, it's definitely gonna come, but you needed to work for it. You needed to earn it. Uh,
Yeah. And those
like
are the
when,
mountaintop moments, right? Those are, they happen and it's brief, but it's a completely different thing from creating happiness where, like you said, the small things, just being happy,
yes,
with small things.
yes. And yesterday I was in my director's meeting dinner. So we got a 4-star rating for one of our last schools. So now all our 4 schools are 4-star rating. But the last one was like so weighted. One of our location got the 4-star. And when we went it, my director was saying, and I really loved the way she put that. She said, I know for the fact when I visited other schools and they were all in 3 stars and they all called a 4-star. So when I come in and when I looked at our school, I know that it can easily get a 4-star, but I wanted to earn it. I don't wanted them to give it to me. I wanted to earn it. And then they made sure it's a very big checklist. Getting a TR is like the 4 rating, it's a huge thing. They have a list of tasks, pretty detailed, right from having plants in this particular place, having a pet in this place. It's like pretty detailed and they does a wonderful job. But having that detail, making to go through the checklist is not easy. And she could have just left it, and I have a theme in every school, honestly, because that is something keeping me, a child in me always. When we have this different schools, a child in me comes out, and I feel if I were a child, what I wanted to see. So I themed one school as a rainforest. I themed my other school as a beach. So that's how I do. And other one is like the farm animals can kind of it. So when those things, right, when we're having it, we know for the fact that we can do it, but we needed to earn it, and that really made it. So that's what your aha moment. When you do it, and when we receive that 4-star, yes, you are working for it, and that's your vision to do it. But when you get it, wow, we did something together. That's what I say.
I love that. And so let's talk a little bit about Skin Centric. It is, you built this clean, natural, and futuristic products. I noticed you have a lot of turmeric in your products, which I love, by the way. Why was it so important to you to bring safety and integrity into beauty?
Honestly, the fact behind is also school, I would say. It's like one is like I'm very bad at makeup. That is one. That's one of my weakness. I don't know much about this foundations, and I have seen many and like they do it so beautiful. They apply it. I was not good at it. So I always wanted my skin to look at its best, because that is something, right? Like when you dress up and when you go, that confidence somehow for women comes in. When we look at, if we are in pajamas, if we are in thing, we don't feel like so good. So somehow beauty and confidence is, and we looking our best and confidence goes hand in hand. So I wanted to do it. So I was always looking for a good skincare and stuff. So my family said, maybe you should start your own. That's number one. But going for safety and going for a clean and natural is because I wanted to, we as a child, when we grow, we used to see 1 in 100 or 1 in many special child is what we used to see. But those times have gone. Now, 1 in 5, 1 in 10, we are seeing special child in every case, like either little here and the little autistic or little stuff, and they needed little extra care. And when I looked at it, we think the food whatever we were eating changed from how it used to be, and now a lot of stuff has come in. The food we are taking now is not that healthy, it's all fast food is what we think. Skincare and the beauty brand also play a huge role in all this, which is a shocker to me when I know like the chemicals they use, and then some of the animal related products, materials they use in the products was also affecting these cases. And that was also a reason for this kind of getting it. Like, for an example, when a pregnant woman is applying all those stretch mark creams and all that for her own safety, they wanted to take care of it. It's a self care, which is a good thing. But we don't know what really goes into those products, which is in turn affecting them and then the baby inside them. It's something very sad, right? Like take from the lipstick per se that we are consuming, what goes in. It's just because they're pregnant, they're not stop using wearing the lipstick, right? So many factors like this. So when I looked at the data and when I did research, it was very shocking. So that's when I decided, yes, I'm going to go in and I'm going to launch and I'm going to go into the clean and beauty. That's where natural, more vegan. And that was my goal. Way back, whenever you go to a grocery store, just take any top grocery stores, when you go in and look at, let's take a small section of body wash. We used to see all different body washes and only very one small thin layer where you would see, okay, no paraben, no sulfate. It's a clean brand would be only one among many. That's the word we used to be on. Now, as everybody are growing, they are bringing in for this clean, for the sustainability purpose and all of that. Now we see more and more. It is taking more and more self space for this clean beauty, which is future. And me being in this industry, I wanted to think what future holds for us. And at least I wanted to be the first one to run with it instead of just doing what everyone are doing. So that was a big reason for me to start Skin Centric, being clean, natural, vegan, and more towards sustainability. And I wanted to give something back to the planet, society, community, parents, and I can go on and on.
Was there any specific inspiration that you decided on the ingredients that you were going to use?
Like it all came within the family. Like turmeric is something as a kid, my grandma, she is a very big inspiration, very strong ladies. My mom and my grandma are my two pillars as I grew up. So everything natural. Okay, you wanted instead of a soap, they tried to give me a flour and then they say turmeric is good for your skin. And they say aloe vera is good in case if you have like any dark spots, aloe vera is good. And then they would say papaya juice is great. Use almond oil. This is how I have grown up and this is what I have been using all this. So when I started my own skincare, I'm free to use what I want. Right. So working at my chemist, all that memories and whatever I was using, and I started adding that composition into these things. I know turmeric is good, anti-aging, antioxidants. So why don't I use that? And then when it came to like now we have launched the body butter and body scrub. That's a new launch and I'm announcing in your podcast. That's based off of almond oil. And papaya juice and then the rose extract. So everything taken from it has tons of goodness and I loaded goodness. If it is where olden days, I would have said maybe just take a papaya, mix it, just put it in your face. Now we don't have that much time. Right. So somehow, yes, I wish everybody could put in a mask and then take that much of a self care. But in this fast running it, all they have is a minute or two. That's all they have. So within that, whatever good things that I could add it is what the ingredients I did. And I noticed a lot of hair fall and I was researching what it is. And keratin was very popular, but keratin was is like old. It's been there quite a while. I felt like, okay, keratin is good and all that, but we have heard too much of keratin and I'm not seeing a big, huge change in it. So what's next? And when I was doing my research is where I tried to know about this albician. Albician oils really help. Like in Turkey, everybody is going for this hair restoration, all that. They are just flying there, getting the hair restoration done because they are number one and getting all it. So it helps those kind of albician oil is helps. Number one, it stops the hair fall. And number two, it helps regrowth. So I added that into my shampoo and conditioner formula. And I could probably say it's not out in market. You wouldn't find any albician oil shampoos and conditioner as of today. But you would definitely see in 6 months, 8 months team, just like how keratin became popular, or this albician oil would be very popular and you will see it in every single composition. At least I wanted to be the first one. So that's how I choose my ingredient. And I love my chemist. He is like so innovative as me. But the only problem when we are introducing all these new ingredients, we needed to undergo a lot of test and quality. The reason is people do get allergies. We are dealing with skin. There are so many people with sensitive skins, so they cannot just put everything in there. So when we choose an ingredient, we also will try to look for it how much of allergy is in that, and even if it is few percentage, we don't take it. Like for example, aloe vera is something that is accepted by all, anybody could use it. There is no sensitivity factor associated to it. I can't use egg, I can't use milk because that is all stuff that people do have allergies. I cannot use almonds, cashews, and or peanuts just because they are good. I cannot use it as part of an ingredient because it has a bad allergy reaction associated to it. So when I introduce these products, of course, I needed to do the rigorous testing phases. And only if it is when somebody uses it, the sensitivity ratio is not going to be affected, then I would say it's a safe products to add to it. So just because it's good, we don't add that ingredient to it, but it does undergo a lot of quality testing and like making sure that people actually not tested on animals, but actual people testing it up. We observe it, no reactions, nothing. Then we make it as a formula and then we introduce it to the market. Likewise, it's not a lipstick like something that we found. There are a lot of color changing lipsticks in the market, but it's not lipstick. It's based on the pH. You apply it, your lips turn, and I stopped using lipsticks. That's all I use for this past two plus years. As it's not a lipstick. I put it on, my color changes, and it stays, and it is transferable. Not sorry, it's transfer proof. I love it. So that's how each and every product is found, and we take pride in that.
I love that. I love that. So, as you've been scaling your business globally, how did you, what's one of the biggest challenges that you've come across and how did you overcome it?
Great question. I think whenever it is a global brand, we think, wow, it's a global brand, we're going to do it. But a lot of problems does come with scaling. It's very diverse. A lot of we have to take diverse people. I would say each restrictions are different, and each country have their own policies and procedures. Some wanted it in here, so those are all our bigger challenges. I think scaling it across and for different set of customer base, right? Like in certain things they would be doing it. So we did spend how we overcome is we did spend a lot of resource and we did a lot of research to get those data. Just because we are global brand, sorry, we didn't go everywhere. After getting this data, wherever the first base we could able to go with, those are all the countries we initially felt would be easier to do the launch. Those are the datas we believe in getting, is what I would say. That's a big significance.
So,
Like take from the languages, take from the type of people, what their expectations, and then the policies, and then what goes in it, like the manufacturing printout. It's like you cannot come up with the art design and then say, okay, we are a global brand. This is a brand. The logo could be same everywhere after doing it. What goes in the box, just as an example, itself is a big thing. For US, there is a different set of restrictions that we needed to follow what goes on the label. Whereas in India, it's completely different. They wanted the manufacturing batch dates, the date, and they wanted it in different languages. And when I take it to, like we launched in Saudi and in Dubai, UAE, this summer. So there it was completely different. They wanted it in Arabic. They wanted it in certain places. So all this logistics is number one, plus this policies and procedures, and then the customer based in is also very different.
oh yeah, and all the freight, but all the shipping that you have to manage, yeah.
As you rightly said, I don't, even though we are born in US, I cannot have my manufacturing facility just in US. For example, having it in outside country and shipping it here is different because the cost would be low there, but bringing it here. But imagine, reverse it out. If I'm going to manufacture here and I'm going to send it out to an like India or another country, it comes with a bigger cost. Setting up the plans, my manufacturing unit in the right place to serve globally also is a crucial thing.
Yeah.
So for this side of the world, these are all going to be my manufacturing units. But for this side of the world, these are all I needed to have my manufacturing units for the faster shipments to make sure it's all done. And the batch also different. Like what goes into this, it's okay, print this for US batch, print this for UAE batch, print this for India batch. It's hard. So those kind of logistics, those kind of setting it up, planning it, having that vision of where exactly it would be. It's not just for today. I have to make sure it has to be sustained for a long run. Like what is going to happen like 5 years from now? Setting at a plant base there, is it going to make sense? So those are all some of the issues. But end of it, we overcome doing a right research, making sure understanding the markets. It's just because I have around 37 SKUs, not all 37 is for all countries or for all sectors. It's just that what's going to go where, what is going to perform well in different places is what you needed to see. Uh, and I have to thank my team for doing all this work for me,
Yeah, that's a lot.
getting all the research details data.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So, if you had to break down your entrepreneur success into three core principles, what would they be? Is that possible? Is it possible?
Yes, I would definitely, the three principles I would say is like number one is vision. Visionary, be visionary. Because if you're not visionary, if you cannot vision what your future is going to be, then I don't think you can reach all the way there. And second is adaptability. On the go, you could have a beautiful vision in mind, but when you go and when you start running with it, that's when you would see the actual truth, right? While you're implementing is where you would see the actual beast. So you have to be fast enough to adapt things on the go. So adaptability is the huge thing. So whatever challenges you undergo, as I was mentioning in the past, see challenges as an opportunity, not as a setback. So when you see challenges, it's just feel that, okay, I'm going to learn something new today. This challenge today, it's going to help me tomorrow. So see that as an opportunity for growth rather than setbacks. My two, and the very third one I would say is like customer focus. Everything you do is for the customer. So if you don't put that in your one of your core principles, I don't think you're going anywhere. So it's very much customer focus. So it's vision, adaptability, and customer focused are my three core principles.
Love that. If every listener could walk away with one shift in their mindset, their confidence or their self care, what would you want it to be?
I would say both come hand in hand, confidence and self care. I understand there is a saying, right? Like, this is something we would have all watched as a kid. I'm not too sure if you remember. A cat, sometimes an elephant sees himself or herself in the mirror. A big elephant would see it as a small mouse. Or a small rat sometimes see its reflection as a big lion. Have you seen this? They used to be. You could be a rat inside or a cat inside, but when you look yourself into the mirror, you should always see it as a big cat, a lion. Don't be a lion and look yourself as a cat. That's the mindset shift. You can really be a cat. I'm saying yes, but what do you see is what you're going to believe, and that's what you're going to manifest, and you're going to keep running it for. So, if every listener, you can be whoever you are, even if you are a cat, it's okay. If you're a lion, see yourself a lion, I'm absolutely fine. If you're a cat, see yourself as a lion, but do not be a lion and see yourself as a cat. That's the sad part. So, if they could bring this one mindset shift and start doing one thing every day that you're scared the most, maybe you can look back yourself and then see, okay, is this what I was really worried of? And you would see what journey you would have come all this way, all these years, and take one day at a time. Do not overthink. No 2 days are the same. So don't overthink. Don't put too much. How am I going to pay next month rent? How am I? Yes, it's good, but you still have 30 days for that, right? Even if you start getting multiple jobs in different food giants, you're going to make it there. So no 2 days are the same. That's one thing. Just take one day at a time with a calm mind. And if you believe with whatever I was saying, you can do anything. You can accomplish anything possible. Fear is your worst enemy,
Yeah.
and not believing ourselves is the worst enemy is what I
That's
wanted to say.
true. Yeah, that definitely. I bear witness to that. And I noticed that too. The more calm I've become, relaxed I've become, just in everything that I do. Not only is it so much easier to make decisions in your business, because you're not making emotional decisions. You're a lot more strategic and resourceful because you're not panicking. You start to panic and make decisions, you make some really bad decisions.
I always say, if you're emotional, being emotional is going to break you. Being strategic is going to make you.
Yeah.
Is how I say. It's like, yes, if you're emotional, you're going to do it. Taking decisions, taking worse decisions, being stressed, you're not going to achieve anything. You are obviously going to make a bad decision because you're forced. You are in a pressure. You are emotionally low, and don't let your emotions drive you. Make your strategic plan. Yes, I did see this. What next? Okay, fine. If you have to accept it, one thing I wanted to say way back when got my school industry, right? Like that was my very first school. We got into that school, paid several millions at stake we got, and we are completely new to the school industry. I don't know ABC or did my homework before getting it up. Yes, as a business, I know, but how we run a child care, what all that goes into it is all something gotten. So we were doing it. Winter storm, the very first winter storm that came, you remember, like way back for 2019, 20, there, very first winter storm. Our building, we had the fire, all those fire sprinkler burst. And hundreds of gallons, hundreds and thousands of gallons flooded into our building. And like our roof came down and we're just waiting. What just happened? It just broke and it just fell right in front of us. But we could have been emotional, sit there, we could have cried all day. Yes, it was a big state of shock seeing your building just fall in front of you, one side of the building, and we have to put children back. But instead we said like, okay, how we could able to strategically move. Yes, let's do it. Whatever possible, let's make it. We didn't really wait for insurance. I said like, we can always claim for it, but do not wait for them to come and do all the things. And we hired all the stuff. We made sure we did it. And entire family, all our school staff members, their family members coming, and we were all pushing all the water out. And we dried it. We got all the vacuums from the Home Depot and stuff and started getting all the wet vacuum, took all the water in, and we did put the building back in place in 4 days. All it took us 4 days. We had folks working round the clock, all the contractors, everybody were in the building. We had a crew of 50, 60 working round the clock, 4 days. It just kind of happened on a Tuesday or so, light break, and then Wednesday, this was the big one. Monday, we opened our business as usual. So all it takes is 4 days to put anything back together. So it's just in here. So don't make emotional decisions. So a small story to resonate is my own personal experience.
I love that.
From that time, I don't let my emotions run.
Definitely. Chithra, thank you so much for coming on today and sharing your expertise.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. And really didn't feel like we were having it. It's more of a conversation. I learned something new and you gave me this platform to share my story, my experience. And I hope listeners enjoyed this. And I'm always ping away. If I could do an impact and make someone smile, I'm always for it.
Yeah. If there are people that are listening that would love to check out your brand or your businesses, what's the best way to do so?
I think they could reach me through any platforms. Take LinkedIn or take Instagram or Twitter or my website. So I think it's wide. In today's world, I think reaching somebody is not a hard task. That is the easiest of all. You can reach anyone in this current world. So I think it's very wide open. Do not expect an immediate ping back, but within 24, 48 hours or within a week, we make sure that all your responses or your questions will be answered and we would reply back to your queries.
Love that. Perfect.
Thank you.
I'll put on your links down below. Again, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Yes.
Have a wonderful rest of evening and have a good long weekend.
Thank you. And if you're listening and you want more information about this podcast or upcoming shows, you can visit acalltothrive.com. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week.